Clint Lair. I'm from here, York, Pennsylvania. It's a 1930 Model A Ford, 5-window coupe, small block Chevy, 9-inch Ford rear. The car was built by a good friend of mine, John Schuhart. I helped with it. The interior was done by Dick Gerwer. Actually, I'm truly blessed. It was supposed to be his last interior he was supposed to do, but he fit me in. Actually, my friend Scott Kaufman found the car for me. I was starting to look for a hot rod, and he found one at Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and he said the car was available, and I guess that was going on 10 years ago. Found that in 2013. So here it is, 155 miles on it so far. So I've been messing around with stuff since I was 7, always had a passion for cars. I consider myself a car enthusiast. And just remember coming in here with my dad, and I always wanted one, it just never was the right time. So in order to have what I really wanted, it was best just to build it. And here it is, 45 now, started when I was 7 as an enthusiast, and finally got here, I guess.
My name's Rich Rischel. Live here in York. It's a 64 Falcon, kind of pro street, pro touring. The motor's a 363 Schafferoth blower motor. It has nitrous, tubbed out. Used to be a race car. I raced it for a little while, and we redid it in 2019, redid the firewall, recessed it, built a new tunnel. It has a Tremec TKO 600 5-speed in it. With nitrous and everything, it's about 1,100 horsepower. It's a good running car. 177 blower. And I took the idea of the newer vehicles with the cold air intakes, and it runs all the way down underneath and catches fresh air down there. It was a race car, so it's kind of the pro street deal, but I went for the pro touring because it has 18x8s on the front, and the rears are 20x16. So I kind of went in between the newer style. I'm actually only the second owner ever of. So it's a rust-free car. My wife almost killed me because like the wheels are Budniks and 4 wheels, and the steering wheel is like $7 grand. But I never had anything high dollar growing up as a kid. My parents passed away and left me money, and I always said I was gonna do a high, like every nut and fastener on here is polished ARPs, and it needs repainted yet, but it's getting there. But it's my dream car, which is weird. Usually Falcons are kind of ugly. When I was 16, I saw a race car at South Mountain, and one day I said I have it, and I'm 55 going on 56, so my dream car is pretty close to being done. Spoiler, I wanted to put an air dam and stuff on front, and I went through numerous ones. Summit Racing probably got tired of me, but that's actually off a 69 Camaro. It lined up almost perfectly. It has a Dakota digital. We put a tilt steering wheel in it. I put a center console out of an old Mopar I had. It's got race buckets. It's boom matted. It's a 5-speed car, and door panels are leather, and then there's a silver insert, and the friend of mine actually stitched in like the chevrons on the back on the door panels. And like the exhaust my buddy built me is custom. It's 3 and it goes into 4, and we pie cutted it, made our own tips. So everything's pretty much custom on this. I'm blown away by how many people always say it's probably the best car they ever seen, and that makes me feel really good. I go to shows and they always want to give me trophies, and I tell them to give them to somebody else because I really don't care. I like the reaction of people. And like I said, my buddies have cars and stuff, and we're always blown away by how many people like it, because it is different too. It's a 64 Falcon. Like I said, it's kind of an ugly duckling stock, but it's really pretty.
My name's Dick Ordinero, and this is a 1957 Hillman Husky. They only made these for 3 years. This was all glass windows in the back, and it's a delivery wagon now. Hillman Husky is an English car, kind of more familiar with Morris's. Very small for the English roads. This has a little bit bigger motor in it, 540 cubic inch Chevy with nitrous oxide, so it's about 700 horsepower. Does not go straight when it goes fast.
Have you had it on the track?
Tried to. It goes left or right, doesn't go straight. So this is a little too scary. So it started off as a drag car, full roll cage. meets all the requirements for safety for a drag car, but not fun, not scary. Bought the car, chassis out of Ohio in the body. The frame was a race frame and ended up turning into a street rod because it is not very good for a race car. A little too narrow wheelbase. This car actually has a nice paint job underneath it, but this is a full wrap done in a rust. So this took quite a bit of time to do it. It had to be designed. And the other parts like the surfboard, fins, and these parts here, these are all hydro dipped. So anything you see on there, like the beer can intakes, those are 3D'd and hydro dipped. So it's a little bit of, to make it different, a little bit of custom. Actually, this car goes in my basement in the winter, and I have a full basement with a bar. It fits in there with the 32, so that helped. And it fits in my car trailer, and you can walk around it, so kind of nice having a small car.